Well, hello everyone. With the Wicked fever spreading like wildfire and Moana 2 out today, I'd say the holiday movie season has officially begun in earnest. So, for tonight's opening Disney Plus haul, I thought I would look at another Oz adaptation, which, while not initially gaining a lot of acclaim and success, has since undergone reevaluation and has seen is now seen as one of the best adaptations of the story, pulling influence from the books The Land of Oz and Ozma's Oz in particular. So let's open up 1985's Return to Oz. I mean, though the original 1939 film is certainly a classic in its own right, this one definitely did a very fantastic job of not just as hewing closer to the original spirit of L. Frank Baum's books, but also very much in keeping with other darker family fantasy films of that time frame, including but not limited to Neverending Story, Dark Crystal, Whole Labyrinth, and countless others. And even though it initially only made back about half its budget domestically, it definitely found its audience at home. I do not entirely remember when was the first time I saw it, but I always remember how it made me feel since I was on time I started reading the Oz books as well. And even now, how it still managed to do a lot of creative things visually, blending live action, puppetry, and stop motion animation, and with the likes of Will Vinton doing the stop motion, and a lot of Jim Henson associates working on the puppetry, and also none other than George Lucas serving as the guarantor. So very much a film that did not pull punches given the time it came out in. And in defense of the digital release, it did come out in a time and year which saw a lot of of films that will go on to be classics in their own rights, opening the same weekend as One Howard's Cocoon, the same summer, which includes but not limited to Fletch, Etch, Mean, Preachy's Honor, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, St. Elmo's Fire, here, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and the year's biggest hit, Back to the Future. So definitely a year that was not short on options for entertainment at all. And also the cast has actually managed to put their own spin on the characters because in many ways I would argue trying to deliberately ape the performances of the original film was like a fool's errand. And so, but by design, given how many books there are including the ones I read, there are a lot that you can do in the material, especially. And we also have stuff with dreams like Jap Pumpkinhead and TikTok, no relation to the app in the latter case, as well as a flying piece of furniture known as the Gump, but also stuff of nightmares, such as the Wheelers and Mom Bee's interchangeable heads. I mean, like, basically, instead of putting her face on, she swaps out entire heads. It's like someone else would be swapping out interchangeable parts of a figurine. Like I said, that was a great time period for ones that are not just stuff of dreams, but of nightmares as well. So this is one of the first movies I actually visited, and one actually ended up getting Disney Plus about this time, about 5 years ago. And that was one of the big attractions, not just like the new material they were producing specifically for the platform, but all manner of films and shows that had not been seen, or at least not easily accessible for years. And even with these some of the removals, I definitely am glad that this one stayed, especially. And even and though a lot of the iconography, including the ruby slippers, being owned by rivals MGM and Warner's, they still managed to pull a lot of material from the books next to create their own compelling story, which definitely is a cream feature of a lot of subsequent and Oz adaptations where, I mean, the more they pull in from other parts of the world, in my book, the more the story stands out, personally. I mean, there's still books that to this day have not been adapted into other mediums, and let's just say there's more than one way to go back to Oz than just the usual eye of a windstorm. In this film's case, some of the methods include a magic mirror and and going by water. Her when this time she gets washed away by flood alongside another one trying to go back there when trying to escape experimental medical procedure. It was set during the early 20th century. I don't think the AMA was really a thing yet. I mean, that's when a lot of times are just treating kids like adults with slightly less experience. At the same time, that is an effective method for telling them stories, and also gaining the respect of their parents and guardians as well. I mean, you can't always sand everything down for them. You can portray a lot of these themes and concepts in ways that can be understood by audiences of any age. I mean, that's why my favorite but family-friendly shows always tend to gravitate to stuff like Batman the Animated Series and the Avatarverse as well, as more for recent ones, such as Gravity Falls and a lot of the subsequent shows that their writers and animators made of their own. I certainly hope that what lies ahead, that people will still be willing to create, because we'll need to be ready for what lies ahead. Bottom line, while this may not be the first time I've watched this film, it is one I've been wanting to talk about for a very long time, and now's as good time as any. I still maintain that it is a worthy follow-up to both the original from 1939 as well as the vast lore of the many, many books Baldwin published in his lifetime, as well as multiple other ones that his estate approved as well. It's not the only family film I'll be talking about this week or even this year that may not have hit it big when it first came out, but has since gone down as a beloved classic in their own right. I am even very much open to the idea of a 4K restoration on this movie being done and released Comet's 40th anniversary next year. I definitely maintain as one I have immense respect for, or that just the idea of playing the Land of Oz for horror is incredible. I mean, and it just nails how you do it. I mean, granted, there were dark moments in the original film and the books as well, but this definitely went all out. I definitely salute writer and co-writer and director Walter Murch for swinging for the fences on this one. And it ended up being his last film, but in many ways, it actually was a good one to go out on. There's not a whole lot you could do to top this, if I'm being completely honest. That'll be all for now. I'll see you all again very soon, so take care, everyone.